Jessie from Nail.NZ, and today I have done my second lot of Pokemon nails. The first nails I did were based off the Pokemon Go logo for the app, but these ones are basically a whole bunch of the actual characters, so I like these a lot more, to be honest. They're very rewarding and very fun to do. They were inspired by these things I just found on Facebook. They're like images, oops, wrong one, that's a dog. Images of the Pokemon you can use as your screensavers and stuff. So I'm not sure who actually created them. If I find out, I will credit them. If you do know, let me know and I will credit them. But they were really cool to inspire me. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. If you do, please thumbs up and subscribe. I have 2 new videos every week. And thanks for watching. Okay, so as always, we're starting off with the base coat. The first Pokemon we're painting is the ever famous Pikachu, and I cannot find one on Pokemon Go for the life of me. If you have found one, I am seriously impressed. As you can see, we're just doing a couple of coats of yellow polish, then moving on to the detail once that's dry. With a detail brush in black polish, mark out where the nose and the eyes will be with little black dots, and we will come back to them later. Use the brush to make 2 little black curves to the very top of the mouth, and then add on the bottom of the mouth, trying to keep the design as central as possible. Creep back up and tidy up the nose into a triangle, and then use a dotting tool to dot on some big black eyes. Once that's done, go back in with your dotting tool, but this time with bright orange, and make the markings on his cheeks. This time pull the tool down a bit so it makes a slight oval rather than just a circle. Next, with your detail brush, use a light pink to fill in Pikachu's tongue, and then use the same orange from before to fill in the rest of his mouth. Almost done now, just use a white and your brush to dot on reflections in his eyes, and then mix some yellow and black to shade in his chin. Wait for the nail to dry a bit. I do my nail art on all hands and stages rather than a full nail at a time, so you might find that helpful too. Then just apply a top coat, and that is Pikachu finished. The next Pokemon I'm going to show you is the one on my ring finger, JigglyPuff, which is a little easier to do. Using the same light pink we used before, apply 2 coats to your nail. Once that's dry, use your detail brush and some black polish to paint on the curve of hair at the top, and then add a tiny curve underneath for the mouth. These eyes are too big to dot on, so paint their outlines on the far side of the nail, still in black polish. Touch up anything you need to, then grab your white polish and fill in the eyes with it. While that's drying, paint some cute little brown ears at the top. They're just triangles on a bit of an angle. Now go back to the eyes and paint some round blue irises, and then make a smaller dark blue dot in the middle. Then just add a dot of white for the reflection. Once that's dry, apply a top coat and you're done. Now on to the Poliwag. This one was my least favourite because it was quite a struggle to do upside down, which is how I do most of my nail art, plus my nail is a bit too long to suit the shape for the Poliwag. So if you have short round nails, these would probably be perfect for you. As you can see, I started off with a blue base colour, and then painted a white circle in the middle and filled it in. Paint on the outline of the eyes in black, and if they go a bit off centre like mine, just play around with the black and blue, and remember that you'll have white in the middle soon to cover up any mistakes there. Outline a tiny nose in black, and then use a light blue to create some colour at the very bottom of the white circle and behind one eye. By the way, sorry if I use any Pokemon terminology wrong. I wasn't actually allowed to watch Pokemon as a kid, so I'm still quite an amateur to the Pokemon world. Next, paint a black spiral in the middle of his white spot, and if you make any major mistakes here, just use the white to erase them. As I said before, use white for the eyes, and then make a black iris and a dark grey pupil. Then make a tiny white dot on them for the reflection, and then fill in the nose white. Once that's all dry, all that's left to do is to paint the nose light pink, and then add a tiny dot of darker pink in the middle. Wait for it to dry, and then apply a top coat. The pink here is going to be a Squirtle, and has a Tiffany green base. I thought I'd actually messed this up pretty badly when I was actually painting it, but it ended up being one of my favourite ones. Carefully paint on the mouth and outlines of the eyes with a tiny brush and some black polish. Make sure you add in all the little details like lines around the eyes as they give it more personality. Then fill in both the open eye and the mouth with white polish and wait for that to dry. Next, get a dark reddish brown and paint in the iris and the inside of the mouth, making sure you leave space for the tongue. The tongue is pink, so add that in and then use black to paint on the pupil in the eye. Finish off by painting a white reflection in the eye, and then once everything is dried, apply a top coat. The last nail is a Gengar, I hope I'm saying it properly, which is the most evolved version of Ghastly. He's pretty easy to paint, just start off with a purple nail and then paint on a big smiling white mouth. Once you've done that, use the white again to make his eyes, which slant down at the top to make him look a bit evil. Use dark orange at the edges of his eyes and then light orange in the rest of them. Using a fine brush again, use a purple from the background to paint stripes for his teeth, making sure to space them out nicely. Make a couple of black dots for the eyes, apply a top coat, and that is this and all the designs done. I hope you like this Pokemon manicure and remember to subscribe to my channel if you do. Leave me a comment down below and don't forget to thumbs up, and I will see you later. When your design goes in a bunch of different directions like most nail art, there are 3 things to remember. Number 1, apply the top coat thickly. Number 2, use minimal strokes, and